Hello everybody, this is Cooper's Family Part 19. Today was a great morning and John woke up and saw the lovely sunshine and shining through his window. And then after he got dressed and went to the Cooper's Family Clinic, and there were 5 patients there waiting for him to arrive. And John said, I will just set myself up and I'll come out and get one of you at a time. And the first patient was 11-year-old Brad with his mum Susan. And today Brad was complaining that he has a sore stomach. And John started to feel where the pain is, and it was found out to be near his belly button. At least that is what Brad told John anyway. And John said it looks like appendicitis, but we have to make tests just to make sure. 'Cause Brad, it is a school day. And Brad's mum said, yeah, but I know my son, and he doesn't really know how to lie. But when the tests confirmed appendicitis, John booked Brad in for a 12 midday session today, operation. And Jean walked into the bar and said, today kangaroo burgers with sweet potato chips. And Jack says, that would be so lovely. And we are talking about the state of origin to some of the people at the bar, and most of them thought the Blues would have actually won their first for 8 years. And then this man from South Melbourne said, yeah, but the good old Swans have got over 10 in a row wins and looking bloody great. And then this skinny man asked for Strongbow Dry and ice, and Jack said, ice, it is better. It's better bloody winter, mate. And he said, no, you need ice in this drink. It waters down the bitterness. And then over at the emergency room, the coach of the VFL side, the Werribee, was in after punching a glass door after he lost. And he needed to have 5 stitches. And David Cooper went to the Mental Health Shopping Centre to give the annual booster needles. And even had lunch there as well. You see, a lot of mentally ill people are suffering with colds and flu. And by David going there sounds really a hell of a lot better than them crowding around the Cooper's Family Hospital or clinic. And David was too nice a person to let them suffer like that. And Sue was seeing their flu shots. And Sue was seeing a few patients that forgot to have their flu shots, and they had head colds and chest colds, and Sue gave them each a Codral and said, get plenty of bed rest. And then a woman brought her second child in, of 4 years old, when he was coughing very strangely, and she was worried because her first child died of sudden infant death syndrome. She wasn't taking any chances. Maybe she was too overprotective, but she told her that her boy only had a small neck cough, and she gave her some cough medicine and said, if it ain't gone, come back in 3 days. And David and Ron and Sally were busy with 5 operations, and one man who is getting a hip replacement, and Brad getting his appendix out, and there was a lady who suffered a small heart attack having a triple bypass. And mind you, Ron, Sally and Dave were busy trying to do these operations good but quickly so the patients don't lose too much blood. And every one of these operations were finished in 5 hours, and each one was a cinch. And Brad said, I feel great. Drama. I want to miss more school than what I am going to miss. And his mother said, fat chance, buddy. You will go back to school as soon as I say you are strong enough to go back to school. All the other operations went well too, and John had a lot to deal with at the clinic. About 25 patients in the office wanting flu shots, and John said, okay, we are doing this for the mentally ill. How about we have a shotmobile to deliver flu shots to all ordinary citizens? And John mentioned if they can afford that shotmobile, And Ron said, well, you had 25 people today getting flu shots. I think we should at least raise it 8 at the next community meeting. And John and Ron went to the meeting, and in about 5 days they will have a flu shot mobile driving around giving people their flu shots. And then the Coopers went to the pub to have a beer, all except Sally, who manned the office. And Jack said the day's takings today from the counter lunches was $1,100. And Ron and David and John said, well, what a fantastic team we make. Yes, we are a great team. And Robin Tate came in and said that those hooligans have been given 26 years in jail, and the man with the gun, 2 years suspended sentence. And Robin told David we might bring a few to the psych ward when it opens at the end of the year. And David said, that'll be bloody awesome, dude. And John went home to fall asleep with Sue, and they awoken by a loud thumping of an angry man who just got shot outside a nightclub and demanded to have a young doctor. So John Prince came out to take a look, and it was bad, and it gave him free stitches, and then he was told to go to room 3. And then he said that room 3 is free. Sleep your problems away. And he said, can't I walk it off? And John said, if you do that, the pain will come back. And he said, okay, I will sleep it off. And he fell asleep straight away and talked up Sally for 40 minutes, and then joined Sue. And David went back home to rest, and Jack closed the bar and went upstairs to his new home upstairs from the bar. And that was a fantastic story, part 19 of the Coopers. I hope you actually did enjoy it. It sort of shows you sort of what the Coopers are really focusing about. Okay, bye.